Good morning. This is Anka Metcalf with TradeOutloud.com. Today's Wednesday, October 5th, and it is 8:54 a.m. Eastern Time. Welcome to the pre-market game plan for major future indices, gold and oil. Today we are going to start with NQ, and as usual, I have an hourly chart here in front of us with extended hours. First off, I want to start by recapping a little bit yesterday's trade. Yesterday, I called NQ long over 48.74, 48.75 area, and I called a target into 48.80. That was the first target, and the second target I called it into 85.87. And I said if the market proves a lot of enthusiasm, it has maybe the power to go into 48.92.25, which is a prior high on the daily chart, which is actually a yearly high on the daily chart. It didn't quite go there, but it reached our two targets. So if you took this trade, congratulations, right from the open. It's set up beautifully. It had the trade out loud entry, and you would have made 10 points on this trade. So from 75 to 85 approximately, if you would have trailed to 85, not this peak right here, but the trail into the secondary target, you would have made 10 points. 10 points with one contract. That is $200 with very limited risk. Okay, very, very limited risk. You had a 5-point stop. So a 5-point stop, that is $100. So you would have made 2 R's. In the afternoon, you would have waited when you saw the price sharply turn around. You could have waited until the afternoon hours and played our second bias for the day if the support level would have been violated at 68 or 67. You could have played it to the downside. And I gave you the targets for that. And the targets were 50, right? There were 50 and 43. These were the targets for yesterday. So guess what? If your entry would have been 65 with confirmation all the way to a target into 45, that is another 20 points. 20 points with one contract in NQ equals $400. So there goes your $600 day. $600 day in less than 3 hours. Okay, less than 3 hours, and basically 2 trades that actually accelerated very, very quickly. So you would have been in trades probably for, let's say at the most for an hour. You would have been in this one very, very quickly out, and in this one right here, you had to wait for the proper setup and then take it. All right, which brings us to today's setup and today's bias for NQ. First off, let's look at the support levels, and we have a support level that has developed through yesterday's price action at 48.63. We have a secondary support level that was formed in extended hours at 48.49. And we have a resistance area that developed at 48.60. We also have a 200 moving average here that will act as a shelf of support for future price action. So if you did not get in at the break of 48.60 resistance area, and your targets would have been 48.70 and your second target, once again, 48.80. We're going to go by the same targets we had yesterday. And the second target is going to be your 48.85. And your last target, we're going to keep the last target like yesterday, 48.92.25. Okay, so with that being said, we had a really nice big rocket bar right here into this resistance area. If we consolidate at this level at 48.64, okay, we might have a shot of going higher. So let's take a look on the 15-minute chart and see how we stand. So for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 15-minute bars, so for the last hour or so, more than an hour, we have consolidated at this level of 48.64. If we break this level, we have odds of coming back to 48.60. If we come back into 48.60, this is going to be the next buy area. So 48.60 for the next buy area. Place a stop, 48.54. Look for a target into 48.80, 48.88. into this prior high and look for a third target continuation into 48.92 if the market proves to have enough enthusiasm to continue higher. Okay, so this is the game plan for NQ. And like I said, you could play it on the long side since we are ranging, and you can play it on the downside as well. So far, I'm not going to play this as a short, but I'm going to wait for this pullback, and I'm going to look for a buy opportunity here. The buy opportunity may even arise at this level right here because we have been consolidating in that area, like I showed you, for over an hour. Okay, so it proves that that area is most likely to hold. So we'll see if that's going to be the case. We do have reasons to believe that that might be from the chart. So the chart is telling us that area might hold. But if that area is not going to hold, it's most likely going to correct back into the 60 area. All right, let's take a look at ES. And ES has done the same pattern. So yesterday it went slightly up, it broke down, revisited prior support area, and overnight session took it a little higher. We came back up 7 a.m., took it right higher, 8 a.m. continuation higher, and we're still setting up for higher right here. However, we are located in a lot of resistance and we are trading under a declining 200. So if the price weakens throughout the day, this is going to be the go-to one for short because this is the one that is most likely going to drop faster. So for bullish market environment, I'm going to go towards NQ. So we just have to evaluate all these indices at the open and see in the first 30 minutes and assess and see which one is the strongest. But we already made the assessment for the overnight trading and we have determined that NQ is the strongest. So we're going to stick with NQ being the strongest one, and we're going to pick ES for weak market activity. So if we don't see follow through to the upside in NQ, and we see its price stabilizing, trying to come back a little bit, ES is going to be the go-to indice for shorts. Parameters for shorts, 2150 is the cap, is the ceiling. If it should develop further resistance into this area, then we're going to look for a short into this area. However, we're not going to have a huge target to the downside. 2146 is going to be the target, and then it's going to enter into this chop all the way into 2143 and 2140. So it's going to have a really rough time around this area, so be very, very careful. Due to the fact that we're in a very strong uptrend onto the daily chart, we're still maintaining higher highs into the daily pennant formation that we have right now, and a pinch play would be possible over 2160. So that's more of a longer term. So 2163 would actually accelerate price higher if we reach that point throughout the day today or even this week. Just remember and take a note of that area. YM. And YM again has done the same pattern. Yesterday broke resistance, went to the upside, went exactly into our target areas and came back, tested our support area, and also target one for a break of support right here for a quick scalp. Also visited the prior lows into 1825. We talked about these areas right yesterday. We have bounced at the end of the trading session, consolidated, and I like this price action, consolidated over 18055, broke out 7 a.m., boom, back to the upside, and continuation higher into resistance, very close to 18150, where we have a declining 200. So please keep note that we are under a declining 200 right here, and that's going to influence the trading. So the big number for YM today is going to be once again 18170. So 18170 is going to be the big number. What this means is a prior resistance area that is developed from a pivot low all the way from October 2nd. So every single time you're going to see price go into 70, it's going to have some issues. So you can see here it broke up, then came back down, it broke up, came back down, broke up, came back down. However, we noticed the descending tops Okay, this does not necessarily mean that we're bearish since we have equal lows. And right now we kind of have like a triple bottom right here at 026. So we're holding this area. What this means is that we might capture a pinch play, and once it breaks above this 70 area, that's gonna give it the dynamic to continue higher. So yesterday we did get that peekaboo higher, however we sold off. So we're gonna see today if we're gonna have another attempt. If today we're gonna break above this area, the yesterday's high, prior day's high, we're on our trajectory higher towards 18. Obviously, if we break 18,200, 18,250, we're continuing the uptrend trajectory all the way to 18,400. So again, this is a little weak right now. It's testing support resistance right now. A buy, if we should continue higher. A buy can be possible into this area right here all the way into 18,100. So a pullback into 18,100 is buyable. If we don't test this area and we hover around 120, you can enter 120, have the stop 18,100. First target is going to be your 18,150, and where it's going to have some issues. And then if it should get more pushed to the upside, you're going to look for a secondary target into this congestion at 175, and then look for another target into 200 area. We're going to see how that's going to shape out throughout the day today. Let's take a look at gold, GC. Quick look. So yesterday it bottomed out from the hard sell, 1268. Very mild bounce in gold. And how strong of a bounce can we expect? Well, if we break 1280, the next area where we can actually pull back and accelerate will be 1300. 1300. This is the area. Okay, if we're getting a strong push, a break of 77, a break of 80, this is the area that we're going to go for. I'm looking at a small time frame chart right now, and we're sitting on support. We're having a very hard time deciding direction in gold because on the 2-minute chart we have developed support at 1273, and this is going to be the do or die area. If we trade below 1273, we're going to come in and retest the prior low, 1269. Okay, this is 1268 actually, 1268. If we break above 1275, we can continue modestly into 76, 77, and a last target into 79 and 80. Okay, this is the game plan for GC. And last but not least, CL and gold is trading higher, and like I've mentioned yesterday, we're looking for a target of 50. This is our target. It has a very strong uptrend. You see the series of higher highs, higher lows. So it does not have any kind of resistance all the way into $50, and we have a last target of 51.75. In terms of correction, so yesterday, remember I mentioned that we're getting some inventory numbers that are coming in at 4 o'clock. Okay, that is the gift, guys. 48.50, 48.50, or 48.60. You could have had 48.60 for the entry, 48.50 for the stop. This is something that we teach in class. This is like a present. This is like a gift. Okay, Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So 10-cent stop, 10-cent stop in gold. That's not even a lot of risk. That is $100 risk, and you could have easily made at least 50 cents. Okay, at least 50 cents in this move, 50 cents in this move. That is $500. So don't leave money at the table. You could have made an NQ $600 and another $500 in CL with one contract with less than a $5,000 account. Okay, that's what I want to emphasize. We got a base through the night. For those of you that are trading extended hours, beautiful entry right here. Your stop should have been the whole number, and your entry should have been around this area, 18 or 20. And look at the beautiful follow through, okay? Money keeps on showing up on charts. You just have to know where to identify the entries, the stops, the targets, etc., etc. And with futures, it's not easy. Okay, so this was all for today. I hope you all have a very profitable day. Don't forget that we have our next futures class that is not this weekend, the following weekend. It starts on the 15th. It's a 7-day class from the 15th to the 21st. We have a structured, comprehensive approach to trading futures on the 15th and 16th, full education classes from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Time, followed by Monday through Friday, live trading lab, live trading. So you're going to see all these plays put in action at the New York session open. Okay, thank you so much for joining. I hope you all have a very profitable trading day, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.